In the class.
Okay, tomorrow. Do tomorrow. The test is tomorrow, so this will be due tomorrow, okay? So on number 3, this tells you to solve it by graphing, so you can solve it by graphing, but it's not the only way you could solve number 3. So looking at number 3, you might notice that you have them both in standard form. You have the x's and then the y's and then the equal to and then the constant. That's standard form. When it's like that, I personally like to do elimination. I think it's faster. So that's what I'm going to do here. You do not have to do it the way the directions say. So if I were to try to eliminate something, I could look at the x's and I could look at the y's. Neither cross off, okay? But the y's are really close because you have, both of them are 3's. It's just they're both negative. So that's close, so I might want to try to get the y's to cross off. In order to get the y's to cross off, I would need to get to a negative 3 to cross off, which means I would need a positive 3. So what I want is a positive 3, and what I have that I don't want is a negative 3. So what I want is positive 3, what I don't want is negative 3. So it's 3 divided by negative 3, which gives me a negative 1. So that's what I'm going to be multiplying by, negative 1. And I always multiply by the number that is the one that I don't want. I don't want that negative 3. So I'm going to go ahead, and if I'm not going to use the graph, if I'm not interested in the graph, you can just write right on top of it. So 2x minus 3y equals negative 21. I didn't change that at all, so that equation is just exactly what it looks like. And then negative 1 times 16 is negative 16x. Negative 1 times negative 3 is a positive 3y. And negative 1 times 21 is a negative 21. So then I'm going to see what crosses off. My y's now cross off. So that lets me know that I multiplied by the right thing. If it doesn't cross off still, you multiplied by the wrong thing and you need to go back and relook at what you're multiplying by. So 2x plus negative 16x is negative 14x. And negative 21 plus negative 21 is negative 42. So I'm going to divide both sides by negative 14. I've got x equals, I've got negative 42 divided by negative 14, and I get 3. X equals 3. So then I know half of my answer. I know x, but I don't know y. So I need to stick this x back in for one of the equations. It doesn't matter which. I'm going to use the top one. So 2, but instead of x, I'm going to write 3. The x goes away. We don't want that x to come back. So 2 parentheses 3 minus 3y equals negative 21. Making sure to write the equation exactly like it is there, only changing the x. So 2 times 3 is 6. And the rest of it's exactly the same. And this is a positive 6 here. It's not a negative 6. This negative goes with the 3y. This is a positive 6. So I need a minus 6. So negative 3y equals negative 27. Divide both sides by negative 3. And I'm going to get x equals 9. Okay? So you get 27 divided by 3, or negative 27 divided by negative 3 is 9. So then I need to write as a coordinate point 3, 9.